Yo, this is something. DDG has filed an emergency order to stop Halle Bailey from taking his son to Italy for 2 months, alleging she is emotionally unstable, threatened to delete herself, and she hit him, which is DDG, tracked him with air tags, withheld their son to control him, and was drove while thinking about deleting herself with the baby in the car. DDG is requesting full custody, a ban on international travel to protect the child, third-party custody exchanges, a court-monitored communication, and he submitted texts, injury photos, and witness statements as evidence. So a few weeks ago, Halle Bailey was saying that DDG was alleged he was abusive, that he should have limited visitation to their son. It was pretty bad. And of course, a lot of Halle Bailey fans supported Halle. And DDG was looked upon as a villain. And he really didn't say much after that. He said a few things. There was a video of him crying. And then some women said he was pretending. But it's like, you can really tell that this dude loves his child, right? So when I was reading all this stuff, it reminds me like back when I was in my 20s. I worked in the mailroom. And I remember we all college, most of us were college age. We were all in the early 20s. I remember the craziness of young couples. When you get older, you have friends who get married and friends who get divorced, and that's a whole different sign of breakups and things like that. So that's a whole different storyline. But you forget about the craziness of young people in their early 20s when it comes to relationships. Doesn't matter what color, it's just relationships are just insane. But this is an era where there's very few baby mama, baby daddy drama. I saw a few instances, and that was insane. But now it's just like totally different. Like, these young folks are having kids, and then like a couple years later, like they're busted up, and it's anarchy. And the only person that gets hurt from this is the child. Doesn't matter if it's a son or a daughter or kids. The kids get hurt in this because mom and dad is all screwed up. Here's the crazy thing. DDG I think he might actually be able to stop Halo from going to Italy. And again, I don't think DDG wants to take Halo away from his mom. I don't think that's the case. I think, to be honest, I think if it's up to DDG, I think he actually just want negotiate like 50-50 custody, have a 50-50 split, and for him to actually have quality time with his son. Because I saw another video where DDG said that he only got to see his son at the most 48 hours. He's like, he's never had his son for 72 hours. But I saw another video of Halle talking about something separately, but she was saying how she has such this closeness to her son Halo that she literally gets scared when he's not with her. So listen, my mom was very protective. Like, my dad loved me too, but my mom's very protective. But usually in these situations, when you have a very protective mom, usually dad's in the house too, and mom is comfortable with dad just because, mom and dad are together. I think when you have a very protective mom, her anxiety is probably kicked up even more when Halo's with her son's father. Now, the thing is, she knows that DDG loves their son. That's the crazy thing. It's not like she dropped him off with a stranger and she's not going to see him for 48 hours. He's with their father. But I feel like when this stuff settles down, and after they go to court, I think both of them probably end up going to counseling. I think there's stuff that DDG probably has to learn when it comes to relationships. I think they both need to take some type of counseling when it comes to co-parenting. I think for Halle, is allegedly very possessive and might be very jealous. And regardless if she really thought about self-harming herself or using that tactic to get DDG to do what she wants, that's very dangerous, just from a mental health standpoint for her. And a judge might suggest Halle, if these things are proven true, for her to kind of get therapy, because it seems like there's some things wrong, allegedly. So I think at the end of the day, both of them would get some type of therapy, even more so of Halle if these things are proven true. So, man, this is crazy. Now, if DDG, let's say something crazy happens and DDG actually gets full custody, I'm not sure. That would kind of I think that would actually break Halle if DDG got full custody. I don't think that's going to happen, but let's say he did. DDG loves streaming. He makes money in streaming. It's just like breathing to him, which is great. But if he gets full custody of Halo, he's going to have to change some of that a little bit. He can always stream. I mean, that's not a problem, but he probably has to pick and choose when he streams. He can't really just hang out with the boys all the time and say, okay, well, let's do this late at night, or let's go over here, or I can do this early. No, you gotta fit your streaming around Halo's schedule, and that's But I think he would do it. Like I think DDG, I think he actually is a decent guy, and I think if the judge says, "Hey, you have full custody of Halo for a limited amount of time," I think DDG will try his best to be a good dad. Will he still stream? Yeah, but I think he probably would need to kind of change some things to fit his son's schedule. What I think he gets full custody? I don't know. I don't know. Usually they still unless they find some probable cause, and if there's enough evidence, against Halle, there might be probable cause. But I think they'll probably work something out. The one thing I do like about this is that I like seeing fathers fight for their rights. I remember when I was a young dude, again, back when I was in my 20s, I would go to the barbershop and I would hear these dudes talking about, man, I want to spend time with my kid or my kids, but I keep on having problems with my baby mom or my ex-wife, and she's playing games. And I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen with divorced friends of mine. Not all of them, of course, but some of them where there was games played with the kids, and somehow, some way, the father didn't get to spend time with their son or daughter, or daughters or sons, because somebody was playing games. And I like the fact that DDG has an army of guys behind him who's trying to help him with his kid. Like I think Aiden Ross is the one that kind of connected DDG to his lawyers. And usually when these things happen in court, usually the mom has all the support, and usually dad is in this fight by himself. And it's nice to see men supporting men, especially if they think this guy's a good guy and how much he loves his son. It's good for men to have backup to prove, like, hey, he is a good father. Allegedly, he is a good father, and he just want to help. He just want to raise his son, or at least have a great co-parenting situation with his ex. So, what do you guys think? Do you think DG might be able to stop Halo from going to Italy for his mom for 2 months? Because that's a long time. Like DDG doesn't get to see his son enough anyway, and 2 months in Italy, I mean, that's a long time. Shoot, that kid can come back and not even recognize his dad because he's so young. So that's a lot. Halle putting air tags allegedly in his bags is kind of very possessive. Allegedly, that's kind of possessive. There's also those other things. I think he had went to the movie theater or something like that with a woman, and she wanted to fight that woman allegedly. There's a picture of DDG. He got his knuckle on his thumb was really cut up pretty bad. Allegedly, there was an incident with Halle where he got cut. There's a video that I saw where when they were together, and she she wanted to stop streaming, and I guess she was downstairs or whatever, and she had a knife. Allegedly, we didn't see her with the knife, but his boy was like the go-between. Say, dude, she got a knife. It's like, oh my god. So this is a lot. There was another thing in this case where allegedly, when she was pregnant, she allegedly said she would abort the baby if they didn't get back together. Like, and again, this is all alleged. So this is all what DDG alleges what Halle Bailey has done. I cannot confirm any of this stuff, but if any of this stuff is true, it's not good. It's not good, and she needs some help, just like he needs help. That's the one thing, man. You two being young parents, it's hard for young parents when they were married. But if you're young parents and you're not together and you're fighting each other, and I wish in high school they teach us about what to do in relationships, but they're not going to do that. That should be one of the main courses about relationship building and how to deal if you got a baby mom, baby dad, wedding issues, marriage issues, but they're not going to do that. So what do you guys think? I'm not asking anybody to choose sides, but what do you guys think about DDG's claims versus Halle Bailey's claims? At the end of the day, the only person that's getting hurt is Halo. Luckily, Halo's so young, he won't know anything. But I hope they're not doing this 4 years from now, because at that point, he might still not know what's going on, but he'll recognize patterns, and he'll quickly recognize the animosity between mom and dad. So hopefully they'll fix these things in 2025 or at least 2026, because I hate for their child to go through this in 2028 or 2029.